Welcome this evening. Again, it's GunSlingerz. And you know what? We're going to find out, has Arteta finally found the formula? Let's discuss. Let's get into this. Yes, even all. And listen, first and foremost, I'm going to say a special mention and thank you to Booz coming on out here. Welcome, sir. It's great to have you on here to GunSlingerz. Listen, just a quick introduction to yourself, bruh, where we can find you, what you're doing, what's going on, what's Booz about. Talk to us.
Yeah, I'm Booz, as you can see the name. Big Arsenal fan, so you can imagine, had a very good weekend, very happy. And yeah, I'm just bouncing around socials really, doing podcasts here and there. I'm on TikTok, doing a thing on there, at Boots Bants, if you're on there. And yeah, man, just ready to dissect what you want to talk about.
No, love the energy. I guess, King, I'm going to bring welcome to this evening. We spoke quickly about you two kind of like meeting on TikTok. What kind of bants you two been going on, been flying across to each other?
We've been putting Spurs fans in a pack all week.
just ask Patrick Tarrant, bro.
We got them all so rattled, bro.
Rattled, bro. Differently.
It's been a great week. It's been a great week, man. Oh my God. Gumza, listen, you've not been with us for a minute, but I tell you what, man, you've been busy. I know you've been kind of looking and dissecting all our little kind of patterns of play. How you been, bro?
Yeah, I'm good, man. I'm happy to be back. I said it feels like a while since I've been here with the full crew. So yeah, it's happy to be here. Nice to meet you, Boots, as well. Can't wait to see what you and Gunner King be getting up to, because if you're anything like him, it's trouble for the socials for other teams.
Nobody's
safe. Nobody's safe for real.
No one's safe, bro. If someone ain't deleting me once a week, I'm not happy.
Relentless. Love that.
Yeah, man.
And listen, all the way from Lagos. What are you saying, Nigerian Englishman? How you been, bro? You good? Hey.
You hear the lyrics, yeah? I'm in a big mood. I'm in a big mood, you know. It's been a very, very sweet week. Tottenham fans have been very quiet.
Very quiet. Listen, certain search parties have gone out for certain mans on, even within our groups and everything. I have no idea.
You know what? The Japanese people must be giving Spurs fans nightmares. What Iwabuchi scored for the women last night against them.
Oh my God!
What's his name? Heung-min made Son. Heung-min. I can't even remember what I said before, but Tomiyasu made Heung-min his son.
Son.
That's it. There you go. What was the phrase? He was taking him to school, boy. You see him in the buggy. You see that meme? They had him in the buggy. He was taking him back to school, boy. Go finish off your lessons. Flip.
Daddy says you can't play with the kids today, son.
Oh, trust. So let's dive straight into this. So obviously, our discussion, has Arteta actually finally found the formula for us? Because don't want to get too much into obviously the North London derby, because we know how we did on that. But is this now something that we can actually now push on, and would he take this kind of approach to all games that we now play going forward? Will he chop and change? Obviously, little issue with Xhaka now. Actually, as we know, he played very well, but the problem is now he's out for 2 to 3 months. How is that going to impact us, and how how Arteta wants to play? And are we going to be very light come January if Xhaka's not up to full fitness and Partey goes away to the African Cup of Nations? What's going to happen? Do we then delve into the market? But anyway, King, I'm going to come to you first, brother. How we played on Sunday and our formation and stuff. So I'm just going to put this up here for you to have a quick look at, for everyone to have a quick look. And these are pretty much the 2 formations that we did play against Spurs. And it kind of looked a little bit like that as such, going forward and defending, etc. So do you see this kind of formation kind of being something that he actually now has settled, the back 5 settled, but with the other pieces of the jigsaw, is this his formula?
I think the fluid parts of the formula will be central midfield, and the attacking situation. But I think it'll mainly sort of be, I think the 4-3-3 with like a central 3 with like 2 8s as opposed to like an out and out number 10. I think that's what he's going to go with, because the build up from the back works a lot better that way. Like Odegaard, ESR, like kind of interchanging. I think with Xhaka out for a few months now as well. If you want more kind of stability and steel in there without losing too much of a cutting edge with how you transition the ball forward, you can bring Lokonga in there to play next to Partey with Odegaard, meaning ESR his starting position can be on the left. But as me and Gums kind of showed on the tactical breakdown, sometimes he drops a bit deeper, and then you've got the overlapping runs of Tierney getting beyond him.
That's now a feature now. That is now a feature, and how we move to a back 3 when he bombs on.
Yeah, what that allows Smith Rowe to do is to get on the ball a bit more. And what Smith Rowe really excels at is driving forward with the ball. Odegaard's very good at like line breaking passes forward as well to be able to find Smith Rowe. Yeah. Tierney can then kind of interchange and play sort of off of Smith Rowe as well, allowing Smith Rowe to kind of get a bit more central. Smith Rowe's role, I think, becomes very free in this system.
Listen, he's impressed me the last few games. He really has, for me, really, I don't know, just him and Odegaard have just come alive for me. He's now, you can't drop him now. You can't drop ESR at all now. Do you know what I mean? He has to play. He's one of the, the first names now on the sheet. Boots, just a quick look. For me, how we played and how we kind of set up, kind of for me likened. Do you know when Arteta fell onto that formula that got us the FA Cup win? We was kind of the way we was playing then. We kind of look like we are then. Is this though what we've produced in the last couple of games, a flash in the pan, or is this something now we actually can now build on or move on to and actually now, make a challenge for a top 4? Because really and truly, it's like I said it in Nigerian.
I think that's a bit hopeful. To be
Are you
fair.
trying to trigger me already this early on in the season?
No. But listen. If we're dealing with teams that kind of, and we're playing that fluent kind of football,
I think it's like for me,
and we pick up points against teams that we should pick up points against, and everyone around each other beats, takes points off each other. Then why not?
Yeah, no, I hear you. I think the league's very tough now, though. There's no, like you get one team a season now or 2 where it's like Sheffield United last season and they're just getting buried. Like, other than that, you're just like, even us guys, I know we've walked into that game at Norwich like with a three game loss, but you're just like, take 1-0 at home to Norwich. Do you know what I mean? You're like, it's so hard. So, but to your point with how he's now got this, couple of games, is this like a flash in the pan, or is he going to now move on and, we're going to build on it? I think if you look at it, they're mainly his players now, isn't it? Like the back five, they're all his players. Yeah. He's obviously got a vision. He's got a way he wants to play. The kind of personnel he had before, it wasn't really going to match to how he wants to play out from the back. Do you see what I mean? Like essentially, like Ramsdale showing his adaptability with his kicking. You know, Leno's just one-dimensional. It's just always like it's almost like a robot, isn't it? He was just saying to him, "No, you pass from the back, no matter what." Now you're seeing Ramsdale. It's like if it's a situation where there's pressure, he's saying, "Go, go. I'm going to kick it long." Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
So you got Partey's his player, Odegaard's his player, Smith Rowe and Saka. He's kind of brought them through. Yeah. And the way they are, you know, everyone's going to be a fan of them too, innit? Like you say, Smith Rowe at the moment is looking wicked, undroppable. He's adding goals to his game now. Yeah. I just love to watch him, man. He reminds me of Hleb, you know, like the way he glides. Like he's got similarities, man.
I see that.
Yes, he's got similarities.
Not like the one that Tony's saying in the comment section, but just ignore it. Ignore it.
I didn't see that. I didn't see it. I don't know what you're talking about. But
I think we will. Like, I think we can build on this. I think what's very crucial for us is if we get a good run of like injuries, like no injuries, then this is very crucial. I think if Gabriel and Partey are very crucial to our team, I think those two get injured, it's a problem. Because I'm not really happy with a Ben White alongside a Holding, a Ben White alongside a Armoury. Do you see what I mean? Like it has to be Gabriel with one of them, and then Partey. For me, I honestly think Xhaka being out as well, you're going to see a better Partey, because I think when they're two together, I feel like Partey's always got one thing on his mind, thinking, Xhaka, he's a bit worried about him. Whereas Lokonga and Ainsley is more defense-minded.
Yeah, and his
legs might have a bit more like he can express himself more, because there's a lot more to Partey's game. I think it's only Arsenal fans who really know about Partey. You know, I had a guy in a combined 11 telling me Oliver Skip over Partey. You know the sort of fans.
Listen,
I know.
We had a debate with those.
We've heard it all, bro. We've heard it all, bro.
So that's my take anyway, guys. Yeah.
How they can even have the conversation? It's even having the conversation that, you know, in their mind, in their footballing mind, that they say that someone like Skip or Ndombele is better than Partey.
It's mad.
I just don't get it.
It's disrespectful, isn't it?
Oh,
very.
Absolutely.
I'm not even hearing any of that Højbjerg talk anymore, bro, because he got bullied off the park at
I rate Højbjerg, but I was never hearing that to begin with either.
Nah.
I'm saying Xhaka's better than him, bro. I'm backing the guy that said it last week. Xhaka is better than Højbjerg. Remember you heard it first. I still don't rate him.
The amount of abuse you've given Xhaka, boy, that is some statement.
That's a big statement. That just shows how dead Højbjerg is, bro. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, my God. Gums up.
What are you saying?
Who's caught your eye, man? Because I know you. I mean,
I've always been. Sorry, go on, Karen.
No. Go ahead.
I've always been team ESR. So when you lot were saying about giving him time, I'm saying throw this kid in. He's there. Like he shares a birthday with me as well, so I've got that special connection with the guy. You get
claim to fame there.
Yeah. There's a few of us on the 28th of July. I'm not going to say another one, but there's a few of us out there.
You say July is the best month of the year, Gums.
You see it there. So ESR, he's been impressing me since last season. To be fair, I think he's been a shining light for me. Like he's consistently plays a 7, I would say. I remember the Burnley game. Not as people wasn't being critical of him, but they were saying he needs to add goals. And I think I came on and said, actually, do you know what? I don't care he's missing. The fact he's getting them chances is more important to me, because they will come with time, but it's more worrying if we're not getting the chances. I'd rather you miss 3, but actually I know you're getting them chances. When I watch the Salahs, the Kanes, them lot are having 6-7 shots a game. And that's showing me more if you're getting more chances than actually getting one and taking one. Yeah, that's good for your ratios. You look at those
players and you think to yourself, how comes they've had so many chances?
Man United had 30-something shots the other day. Do you know what I mean? We're having 8 a game, so that's why I was saying go easy on them boys at the moment, because we're expecting them to have one chance and score it. Where across the league, guys are missing. Do you know what I mean? Lacazette had one of the best shots to goal ratio last season, and we're still onto him. He was way ahead of the Harry Kanes and the Salahs and them in actual shots to goal ratio. So we've lacked creativity over the last couple of years, and I think that's the reason why those front guys get a lot of abuse. Even my guy Eddie Nketiah, trigger. Or to trigger him. But no, so we have to be patient with these. And actually, the fact they're getting chances is what's more important to me, because with time, they will start to improve their finishing. Obviously, you touched on the formations and stumbling across it. And I know Gunnar said about us how fluid we are.
You want me to bring that back up for you?
Yeah, and I've got one I've just added in quickly as well, if you don't mind me putting it up. So you can see, obviously...
Go on your head. You go.
So obviously they're more when we're in possession. I think when we get good possession, we drop into a 3 at the back, and it allows Tierney to bomb on. And me and Gunnar spoke about it on Monday about Odegaard and Smith Rowe's role about coming deeper, getting the ball in and transitioning us forward. But one thing I did notice again watching the game back is when we're defending, we almost sit into a 4-4-2. And if you watch Odegaard, I put the picture up. Look where Odegaard is, and he starts to press, and we press with 2. So there's him and Oba. There's a third formation we now play where Odegaard releases from the DM and presses the centre back. And time again, Odegaard was the first press, and I think it's helped Abba, because before he would just end up sitting in deep, and that's why we allow teams to have a lot of the ball. Whereas now we're squeezing a bit higher, and again, it comes with trusting your back 4 to win the individual battles. I think before there was a lack of trust, so we used to sit in to protect. Whereas now, you look across that line, and who are you getting the better of? Like, I'm not really
stay higher up the pitch as well.
And then Odegaard goes and joins him, and they press together as a 2. So, yeah, I think the formation is very, very fluid. And yes, it might look like a 4-3-3 to begin with, but there's times in that game where Odegaard was almost in the right back position. Do you know what I mean? And he's picking up the ball from Ben White in them areas. So yeah, I think it's the unpredictability, and actually being able to just transition might work in Arteta's favour, because how do you plan for 4 different formations in one 10-minute spell? You can't plan for that.
That was going to be kind of like my question, in terms of his formula. And fair enough. Okay, so he's done his homework. He's come across a formula that works against Spurs. Would this now work against Brighton? The way that we played, the certain transitions and everything that he's made there, the pressing, etc. How obviously Tottenham and Brighton are different teams, play different way, style of play. Is Arteta fluid enough? A coach, well, everyone talks about him being a great coach and everything. Is he fluid enough to actually know and which actual transitions to use and how to use them? And is he going to be that fluid from game to game? Is that it? Or is it just something now we actually have a certain kind of formula and that's how he's going to play? Now, Jared, I mean...
Yeah, first of all, I just want to do a moment to appreciate this new swag that Gums has got on, because I was just mesmerized by his Trevor McDonald's-esque swag. He's like giving, like even his body movement. I'm like, yo, I was all getting nervous for my time up. So,
we're in presence. We are in the presence of royalty.
Even look how he laughs now. He's like, it's suave. What should I come with a pipe next week and everything?
Wait, hold on, one sec. So, what I will say is we haven't found out anything about Arsenal yet. Anyone can get excited about. Anybody can get excited about the North London derby. We saw them play very, very well. We played Tottenham off the park last season too at the North London derby. This is not new. Tottenham are air out here, innit? You know what I'm saying? Dead. We can't see them like Ray Charles thing. Get me? But what I will say is Brighton will allow us to really know where this team is at, because if you can get up for Brighton and go and stick it to them after having a really, really like energetic, high atmosphere North London derby, that's progress. And for me, only if we beat Brighton is that progress for me. The reason I say that is because last season we proved we can go on a couple runs, win 2 games back to back, have a good performance here and there. We've already proved that. Yeah. If we can now win at Brighton, that shows, okay, this team has now progressed. And in terms of the Gums' analysis during the week, he broke down all these different patterns of play, and I love them. And I just hope, like Candace was saying, I hope we can see those type of patterns of play against other teams too. Let it not just be a coincidence and a one-off where everyone was just up for it. I want this to be the pattern of play that we're used to now. That's how we play. And if we play like that against every team, then we can start talking about the top sixes. But the top four, please, don't even entertain that nonsense, please.
Come on, man. Come on,
man. Brighton and no one's mugs. Like,
for sure. Which is why I'm beating them is progress.
Like rival slander, but I actually think at the moment they, like based on what I saw last week, they might provide a tougher test than Spurs.
Yeah,
definitely.
Definitely.
I hope Basuma might be out, which is a big loss for them. Big loss. But look, they showed against Palace. They were 1-0 down and they fight right until the end, and they got their equaliser.
And Mopé loves
they give everyone a game, don't they?
Yeah. One thing I will say though,
he's gonna be advertising his skills for us again, so he's gonna probably get a man in the match performance again. So
it's working for Arteta, hopefully, man.
But
But one thing I will say,
has he played against Partey? Yeah.
No, Basuma's injured.
No, he's back.
Is he?
He's back for this game. Yeah, they rested him not rested him, but the Palace game came too early for him. But Potter was like saying that he should be ready for Arsenal at the weekend. Yeah. So I mean, Boots. With that being said, I mean, can you see Arteta? Because everyone in the game talks about how he's such a great coach. So
who's everyone?
It's a mixed bag. I think some people think he's clueless, isn't it? Even
but that's the thing. So are we seeing now the fruit? The green shoots of his kind of the seeds that he's been sowing now with a team, as you say. Now that he has his players, they're now fitting into the actual mode and formations, etc. that he actually wants and knows that certain players can do that. Because obviously, it's like the first. If you think about it. Our back four against Man City was Tierney, Armoury, Kolasinac, and who's the other? Who played?
Cedric and Holding.
Yeah, Chambers was there. He was the one who misjudged the header, wasn't he?
Yeah, it was Chambers there. It was 5, wasn't it? We played.
Yeah,
but now that
that's it.
Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, exactly what you're saying. It's all to do with personnel. It's like what Gums is saying with all those different transitions of play and stuff. Like, you can't do it if you ain't got those sort of players. Do you see what I mean? It's all good, like have it saying, okay, I want to play this way, but he's only got these players now in like abundance. Do you see what I mean? We've now named 8 to 9 players of Arteta's players. So I think now you can only really judge him for me. Like, obviously he's made a lot of questionable decisions. Like, let's be real. We know the standout ones, the false 9 in the semi-final. You know what I mean? There's a lot of things he's done that's been questionable, but ultimately, like, there's a lot that he's had to deal with. Let's be real. Like, who else would have done anything really different than
Ash, I know it's your debut. But I'm not trying to go, like, in terms of, yes, you're right. He has had a lot to deal with, and I do believe the stuff that he had to deal with was way above. I don't know who this clone account is using my logos to tell people what I'm really thinking.
As soon as you started talking, I had to put that one up there.
They say imitation is the best form of flattery, as Jay-Z said. Imitation is the best form of flattery. I'll take it. But what I'll say is he shouldn't have been the one dealing with all this mess. I agree. But footballing decisions enough. He's made enough mistakes for us to question what this guy's about. This is as you said, this is his big chance. Like you said, it is his team now. He has no excuses. We could have been upset with the summer window, but he seemed ecstatic about it. So it's for him to now follow through with these signings and show us. I'm ready to shut my mouth.
With him as well, it's literally an unheard of thing what happened with Arteta becoming Arsenal's manager. Can you name any other guy who's never managed in his life becoming a manager of a top 6 club? It don't happen, bro. So he's learning on the job, bro.
Youth team at Barcelona,
it's a crazy thing, to happen. So if you're going to give him the shot, you have to understand that he's learning on the job. He's going to make mistakes in it. You have to understand that you judge him differently to someone else who's managed. Like, you judge him differently to an Ollie, because at least Ollie's had a life.
Why would you judge him differently?
He's never managed before, bro. Like he's
took
doing
the job,
things
bro.
like being a number 2 is totally different. Yeah, how many number 2s? Brian Kidd, Steve McLaren, they're all shit, but everyone's talked them up over the years to say they're like going to be good because they was like, oh,
Carlos
Fergie's right hand
Queiroz.
man.
Yeah, them guys.
It don't mean nothing like being a number 2, being good as a 2. And the thing is, I think like you say, we will find out. Like I'm not like, to be honest with you, by the end of last season, I was always Arteta in when he was making these questionable decisions. And people were then saying to me, Arteta, I'm not really putting my neck on the line for you no more, because at the end of the day, you've kind of made your bed. I'm almost like, if you're gone, you're gone, innit? But I'm gonna carry on like supporting your team. Yeah. And now let's see what happens, innit? He's got his team.
100,
I think
100.
The other thing as well, just quickly with the players he's brought in, what I like a lot, you've got players there like Ramsdale, Lokonga, like Tomiyasu. They are privileged to play for Arsenal.
Yes,
you can
love
see
that. Love that.
I mean, the character,
that stuff.
they want to play. Do you see what I mean? Like the other man, like Willian and that David Luiz, they come for the retirement thing, bruv. Williams come there, he's end up with a belly eating Brazilian steaks every week. You know what I mean? It's just like I'm done with that sort of like transfer activity. I'm pleased with what we bought.
I understood the transfers, but they just didn't work out in the way that I think that they wanted it to work out. I think they were trying to add experience, and with the players that they had around there, proven Premier League experience for us to try and maintain, Europa League positions or whatever, and then obviously pushing after that. But they were so bad, and as you said, they weren't Arsenal. Do you know what I mean? They weren't privileged. They didn't feel privileged to play for Arsenal. For them, they're getting paid serious wedge. And
the thing that you got to understand about Arteta, right, is as Bod said, like he's learning on the job. But imagine like you're learning on the job with dud tools, like respectfully, like the squad that he inherited, like
come on, 100%.
Like it was. Like look,
it's declining every year, wasn't it?
Always bringing it into it, But when Ollie walked into Man United, he's already got Pogba, he's already got De Gea, like 2 world-class players. They bring in Maguire, like they obviously bring in Bruno, like they've got world-class players about them. This season, they bring in Ronaldo and all this. He doesn't have, everyone's walking around calling them individual brilliance FC, He walked into a squad with no individuals with that capability. Learning his job as well. So for me, like up until the Man City game, I remained pretty much, as Bod said, that tipped me over the edge where I was like thinking, look, can this man do it?
That was painful.
But the thing is, look, since then, he has responded. And like, look, all top managers go through, like they make mistakes. Guardiola in the Champions League final, what was he doing not playing Fernandinho or Rodri? He tried to. The system he developed was working just fine, and then randomly in the biggest game of his career, he just thought, I'm going to change the thing, just so that Chelsea can't second guess my formation. That
reminds you of Gunnar King.
That cost him the trophy he went there to win. Do you get what I mean? Like big managers make mistakes, bro. Tuchel the other day against Man City. He thought, I'm going to play for a draw or play to soak up pressure and hit them on the counter. That ain't work for him.
That's one thing, actually. Lukaku's looking
like when big managers make mistakes, we're like, well, we don't mention it.
Yeah, because they got credit in the bank, bro. That's why. That's the difference.
What I'm trying to say is like, where is someone's credit in the bank going to come from if they got no experience? And if they haven't had the players that they want. Like now he's got the players he wants. For me, as far as I'm concerned, it's got to be until like October, November. We got to assess things on a 4-5 game by game kind of basis. Like we've got a very good run of fixtures coming up. Like I don't want to hex the thing. But they're teams that are more favorable that we want to be playing. I'm telling you, if the team that played the first 11 that played against Spurs played Chelsea, Lukaku's not bullying us like that.
No.
He's not doing that.
Hard saying that midfield changes that whole game.
I'm not saying he wouldn't influence the game. I'm not saying he wouldn't influence the game. But what I'm saying is it wouldn't be that easy. Like so let's see what he can do, because this is the first time I've been saying all week, yeah, we all felt underwhelmed by these signings, yeah. But having watched them play together when they've actually been fit and able to play together, I can't think of a single player that so far, and it might change, but so far that doesn't look good. Like there's always been a window where there's like 2, 3, 4 guys that are all right, and then we play one, and then it's just a Williams situation, yeah. But there's always one of them.
But let's be honest,
and then there's just one, like. But
in terms of what you're saying, Gunnar,
what we're seeing now is these players are looking good, like all of them. They're all contributing. We went from a situation where the window closed, and we thought, have we improved our first team 11? But when we've seen them all in the first team 11, we have looked improved. In 4 games, we've only conceded 1 goal. Yeah, all right, it's Norwich and Burnley, but we all know that Burnley are very good in the air. Yeah, we all saw the superiority.
So my thing is then, Gunnar, right? So who then? I mean, what if we lose against Brighton? Okay.
If we lose against Brighton, we go again. Like, it's just, what can we do? It would be disheartening
with our fan base and everything.
If we lose against Brighton, we've made no progress from last season.
It's the manner, though, as well, isn't it? It's the manner of how we lose.
To remember, we are
because
7 games in.
That comes on to the question down there: is there a process, and are we seeing this process? Are we seeing this process develop now?
Let's be real. Like, you don't win or lose a season after 7 games.
And you know what, Gunnar, you're right. You're right. You're right.
City made a terrible start last season, yeah, and they won the league. Yeah, it's how you finish it.
People like City and Chelsea.
You've got to at least give it 10, 15 games, yeah, and weigh up the sun of 10, 15 games. Not look at individual games or performances and be like, that's the be on the end all of our season. Because we got to remember, this is a young squad. This is a young squad. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
okay.
Have a back 5, yeah, with every player under.
No, man. Let someone else come on now. Let Tierney.
Here we go.
No, Jared, come on.
There you go.
In terms of what Gunnar was saying in terms of our transfer window, let's be honest. If we had added Basuma, everyone would say we'd had an incredible transfer window. No one was really saying it was terrible, but in terms of the targets, I think it was the targets we were interested in to what we got that pissed people off more. But the transfer business wasn't that bad. But what I'm saying in terms of the Brighton game, the reason why I think that one is so important, Gunnar, is because we've seen this Arsenal win games from time to time. We've seen that, bro. We've seen that happen. So the reason why I need us to win Brighton, not because that means that we're going to finish top 6. It at least gives me some hope that we've actually turned a bit of a corner. We've not just gone to Tottenham and got up for it. We've stayed up for it and got to Brighton and got our result. That's what I need to see. That doesn't mean we're going to have a great season, but
100%.
do you know what I mean? I just need to see that.
No, 100%. That's what I'm saying. Because you say it's a derby. The atmosphere, because my younger brother went and he said he's never experienced atmosphere like that at the Emirates ever. He's just said it was absolutely nuts. And the thing is, that's obviously gonna, the players are gonna feel that. So that then comes back then to the original question and of the show is like, has he found a formula?
Let me go.
Yeah, no, I was gonna say, Gums, talk to me, man, because has he found a formula? And will we see a different Arsenal where it's like, oh, okay, we will sneak a, because the last couple of times we played Brighton, we sneaked to win. Will we see something here where we actually just that little bit more comfortable and we're actually, controlling the play and we have a proper pattern and we have as we say, a formula?
Yeah, I think in terms of the football, there'll be a difference still. I think we have looked more comfortable as soon as Ramsdale's come in. Just playing out there from the back, we look a bit more comfortable. Again, with Tomiyasu instead of Bellerin, I feel that is a massive improvement. With someone who doesn't mind taking the ball, and he's had the most touches for an Arsenal player in the last 2 games. So there's no surprise there with me. He's a lot more comfortable in them positions playing. I think the big thing for Arsenal and Arteta and these players is we're not playing midweek. So where before we'll be playing now, and then you've got to fly back, you've got 1 day of rehab, and then you're getting ready for the Brighton game. We've had since Monday to prepare for this game, which will make a big difference. Also, I think what that could bring to the team is an element of competitiveness for that first 11. Because if you're Lacazette, I might not play on Saturday, but I'll play on Thursday.
Yeah.
So if I do get my chance on a Saturday or Sunday, or if just say for instance Aubameyang, he might be thinking, even if I don't have a good game today, Laka will get in on Thursday, which means I've got my spot again next Sunday. Whereas now, actually, one bad game and you could be down the pecking order. Like Pepe hasn't been bad, but when the preview comes out, I guarantee no one's calling for Pepe to come into that 11 again. Now you've got to now wait your turn. Your
Maybe
turn
you
might
never
not
know,
come.
Gums. You never know.
But his turn, I said his turn now might not come to the Leeds game in the Carling Cup, because if Saka and Smith Rowe keep delivering, I can't get you in this 11 until one of them get injured, or you've got to wait for the League Cup to come. So now you've got, if you're Lacazette ain't played in the league all season. He's been on the bench and hasn't been able to get minutes. So when your chance does come, you've got to fight for that chance. Whereas before, it's very easy to think, if I don't play on Sunday, I'll be playing on Thursday. Right? Yeah, Partey's half fit, so I'll get some minutes here. Cedric, do you know what I mean? It was a lot of rotation. Whereas now, if your team's winning, I've got no reason to change it. And actually, there's no games for me to even impress you, because you look at Saka burst through on a Thursday night, a couple of good games at least now starting. Willock was the same. Do you remember Willock went on that run in Europe? And then all of a sudden, he now got a couple of shots in the number 10. Where's Lacazette getting his chances to prove what he can do? Where's Pepe getting the chances? You got a League Cup match in a few weeks.
That's it. They're just training.
So straight away, I think that will breed an element of fight in some of these players. I'm hoping, because actually I've got to fight for my minutes. It's not just going to come to me just because I'm part of the squad and we've got 2 games a week for the next 4 weeks. Actually, it's 1 game a week and 1 additional game in a few weeks. And so I think that might make a massive difference, because, it's been said for years, Arsenal's very easy, isn't it? Like, they come, they're just chilling, they're dancing around. Like, do you know what I mean? They get their minutes. There's no one under real pressure. Whereas now, 1 game a week, you should be chomping at the bit to try and get some minutes. And I'm hoping that breeds a little bit of competitiveness within the team. As much as we like the energy and vibe between the team, it seems like they all get on really well. But actually, there needs to be that competitive edge. And I think
you know what? I think you touched
help
there on an absolutely tremendous point. And do you know what? Everything starts from the training ground, from the actual mindset of how they actually train. From that, fair enough. You get the odd player, the odd worldly player that can just switch it. Can't be bothered to train. But they can switch it. But I would say 9 times out of 10, you need your players basically to train and have the correct mindset to train, have that, that competitive streak with them when they're training, and bring that in on a Saturday or Sunday, whenever it is that we're playing.
Did you hear that story? I don't know if the story is true or not, if it's just internet being the internet, but the Ronaldo thing about they was in the hotel and Ronaldo refused the pudding, so no one else got pudding. You've seen it.
I just thought,
I don't know if it's true or not, but it's that kind of mentality, isn't it? Where actually Lacazette's not messing around in training right now. Like, he's chomping. If I'm Abba, I've got to step on, because actually, if this guy gets a sniff, I ain't getting my shirt back. So my nephew, I coach, and my nephew comes and helps my boys, and he says, "Look, you lot are getting to the men's age soon. You're coming to play with me." And he said, "I'll take you to football, but you're not getting my shirt. Like, you've got to earn the right. So if you play my position, I'll happily drive you wherever we got to go. But once we get there and cross the right line, you're not taking my shirt off me. You've got to wrestle that off me."
That's how it's got to be.
Love that.
Football. Yeah, that's football, isn't it? So I think this now could be really make or break. And do you know what I mean? Arteta has shown a ruthlessness. I haven't liked it with some players, because my boy Guendouzi's not here. But do you know what I mean? That's what breeds success. When you look at some of the other clubs, it is that ruthlessness, isn't it? And that actual, this is how we are as a club. This is the standard we're setting. And if you're not up to this standard, then we ain't got no place for you. And it could be the start of something good for us, I think, potentially.
Well, it could be Arteta's formula. King, who's impressed you this year for us right now?
The guy that's impressed me the most is Ramsdale. As crazy as it sounds, because the reason I'm saying that is because I'm making it relative to the expectations we had for him. Smith Rowe came in last season.
There was a lot of people saying, "Oh, well, we don't need another keeper." Why?
You didn't make a video, mate, on TikTok. By the end of the season, mate, I've got to take that down.
Smith Rowe came in last year after the Chelsea game. Everyone knew, he helped us dramatically improve our form. Odegaard the same. You know, like Aubameyang, he's been a world-class striker in his lifetime at one point. You know, like, but the thing is, all of these other new signings, not any of them had anywhere near as much heat on them as Ramsdale. Yeah, like Ramsdale was the one transfer that really, really agitated the fan base, myself included. I'm willing to say that. I'll happily take the L, because at the end of the day, from what I've seen, it's not just his shot-stopping capability. It was 0-0 the other day when Son got in on goal. Got the rare occasion he got on the other side of Tommy Arsu, lashed a shot at goal. He saved it. What does he do? He's getting up, clapping his hands. He's telling the defense to wake up. He's organising them, G'ing them up. Crosses are coming in the box.
That's what you want to see. That's what you want to see.
Shouting for the ball. He's claiming it. You know, like what really set the tone is that tackle in the first 4 minutes. Yeah, on
Ben
either
White.
Son or Kane, when Ben White made the tackle, and you just see him just shouting at him. Yeah, that just sets the tone, sets some precedent. You know, like not just for the back line.
He looks
That's
like he
infectious. The rest of the team feeds off that. They all feed off that. They're like, look, hang on, this guy's just got here, and he's showing us, like how to be G'd up for a match. Like, no, we can't have that. So then they rise to that occasion as well. That for me is the hallmark of a leader. And like, as much as I love Aubameyang, as much as I think he's a great striker, nowhere in his career has he been a leader. Nowhere in his career has he put. For Gabon, fair enough, he's their best player by a long shot. He puts the armband on, but he's never been that kind of leader that leads by that.
Getting players' faces and rally them up.
He was captain by default, just being the best player by a mile.
We brought him in thinking he's going to be our second choice keeper, and he's like come in, and in these few appearances, he's come in as a commanding presence and a good shot.
I saw it straight away against West Brom.
What I would say about Ramsdale is that he I never was upset with the signing. It was the money that we were signing for. That was probably the biggest thing.
We all had a reason where there was a drawback in it, innit? You know, like
and I think the Emi Martinez thing didn't happen. Did it? It was like we saw Emi for less, and you're buying this guy
for that much, and we bought him for this much more, and all this jazz. And I think.
Boots, I'm having a look at this comment down here. Great, obviously from Gumza. Great points by Gumza. This is a massive time for people like Ainsley and Martinelli. Every minute must count. You know, as Gumza was saying, why hasn't Martinelli been getting minutes?
Well, obviously he started the first game, didn't he, against Brentford? Obviously didn't play too well. Everyone's always calling for Martinelli down the middle.
That's the thing. But when he plays, he doesn't.
It's a very strange one with Martinelli, because I think obviously a lot of people want to see it, because we've seen what he can do. Obviously, when he broke on the scene, the goal against Chelsea, and like he's got that fire in his belly, isn't he? Like he's pressing, like he's on it, and he's obviously a talented boy. But I think it's kind of what Gums is saying in terms of why is they're not getting minutes, is because it's like, you know, what Gunnar was saying as well, no one's really played poorly, have they? So there's no real reason to anyone to be dropped. And the thing is, I actually like that, because if you look at Liverpool, I know Pep is quite totally different because he rotates and it works. They all play for each other. But like when you look at Liverpool's first 11, like Champions League or the league, it's generally like 8 players who play every game. The back 4, the back 5, Salah, Mane, Firmino on a general, Henderson. Do you see what I mean? So if we can get some consistency in our starting lineup, I think that's very key. I like how the back 5 are working at the moment. Again, I'm not getting too gassed up. It's very early days, and like Nigerian Englishman saying, it's like, let's see what happens when we go Brighton. Like I'm more of a case of Gunner in that I'm more like, leave it till like October, November. That's more of a variance of games for me to judge it on. Like, I feel like if we go to Brighton and we don't even turn up there, then I'm pissed off. Like, it's just kind of the manner of how we play. If we go there and play and we, like, you know, boss the game, and then, you know, we lose in an unlucky fashion sort of thing, then you're like, all right, cool. You can see that on another day. You see what I mean? So that's how I look at it.
No, 100%. Good. No,
you see the Tottenham game, the biggest thing for me in the Tottenham game, and I'm sure you guys are the same, is that was literally a victory that we outplayed our opposition. Let's be clear, right? The other victories was like, we take the win, but we kind of stumbled across the line for the 2-1 nils, right? But with this one, it was like, it's like our final ball just was hitting the target, and we weren't those heavy passes weren't heavy anymore. Those long passes weren't long. Like even that, like again, if you just rewind to the Chelsea game and we have that jacket incident, I guarantee he doesn't win that ball, bro. Yeah. And it's a goal, but I don't know, something got on the players. Like we need to be perfect today, which it scares me a little bit for the Brighton game. I hope it's just me just being overthinking things, and the guys come out of the blocks the same way we came out of the blocks against Spurs. I hope it's that. Let's just
you know what else? You touched on something there, which I think is probably key as well. The fact that you know the players were on it, and the fact is that they knew that this was a big game, not just for them, but for the manager as well.
Yeah.
Okay. Now the fact that they actually put it in for the manager, and they put in that performance for the manager, I think speaks volumes. And he might.
What you did there, Canners.
I know what you know. I did. I drew you in. I drew you in for that. I drew you in for that one. So, but yeah, I want to bring this in as well because I do like this guy even more and more. Mr. Silver Fox, how you doing, sir? Hope you're well. Odegaard has been key lately. I feel he's been a little unsung by some. Listen, Gumza, listen. Me personally, I'm beginning to say 30 mil for Odegaard and what he's doing. For me now, that seems like you could put in as one of the signings of the season for the price and what he brings to the team and what he can do.
Yeah.
He's liking him more and more. At first, when it came between what is it? We was linked
him and
Maddison.
I was underwhelmed when we got Odegaard, but now I'm just thinking.
Yeah, I think he's come under unfair criticism as well. I don't think he was bad last season. I think the record since he came in, we had the third most points since Odegaard joined, in the league behind Man United and Man City. When he didn't play in the games he got injured, you noticed the difference. And again, I think it was the heavily linked to Maddison is what really had fans. And I was not saying I didn't want Odegaard, but again, for me, it was like you wanted that English kind of, that guy who'd been in England playing English style for a while who gets it. So, yeah, even I was kind of more on the side of Maddison.
But I think he gets it. His pressing was tremendous.
His pressing was ridiculous.
You know he also demonstrated that against Burnley as well. I'd love to see his running stats. You know.
Yeah.
I'd love to see that.
Yeah, he as I said, he leads the press, and again, I think it's a collective. I remember me and Gunnar was talking last season, and we was defending Arteta quite a lot because we were saying he doesn't trust the back line. And that's why we fend so deep, and that's why our football looks so bad. And again, everyone was kind of a bit downhearted after Burnley, but I wasn't. I was quite happy with the Burnley game. Yes, it was only 1-0, but I saw things in that game which I hadn't seen in a long time. And it came to fruition in Tottenham. This is the first game I've seen us go at a team in the first half. Like we normally sit
back and have a big second half, right?
And we try and nick something. And if we go 1-0 down, now we've got to try and recover. It's hard. But this game, we just went for them. And in the preview, I don't know if you remember me saying, like, I want us to go for him. And we had Darius on. I was like, just go for him. Just do you know what I mean? Be fearless, go for them.
Yeah.
And I think that comes from having that back line you can trust. As I said, if it's whichever one of the back five are there or back four, I trust them one-on-one that they're going to get some joy. And it's the same with Liverpool with Van Dijk. They don't care who's attacking him. Van Dijk's, do you know what I mean? He's got the personality to deal with it. So we can now be a bit more expansive. So, yeah, I think it really starts from now. And I keep banging on about the defence, but I think everything good this season started from there, which allows then the forward players to be forward players and actually create. Because coming along, we've seen Aubameyang in his own half defending. Or, do you know what I mean? Like, them guys are defending on the edge of their box. Like, they shouldn't be there.
No.
So now actually defenders are defending, which is allowing the attacking players the opportunity to actually go and do what they're meant to do. And this is hurt teams. And, yeah, it's looking positive. Like, yeah, again, I was frustrated in the summer. Was under the impression if Arteta fails and gets sacked, he's got himself to blame because he gave someone a 2-year extension, and it was much of the same. But yeah, I'm hoping he proves everyone wrong. To be fair, and whatever happens with him, he's left our team in a better position than when he got it. And that's actually the main thing of what I think that's what he should be remembered for, even if he does get sacked.
Big up Darius, by the way. Big up Darius.
Do you know what? Darius, out of all of them, talks the most sense.
Yeah.
100%. 100%. And he did say that one of the key matchups on Sunday would be Son and Tomiyasu. And boy, I don't know if you guys noticed, when Son had that chance, it was like Tomiyasu came forward for a second. He's like, "Yeah, this is my chance. Let's go."
He went breeze.
He was off. He's like, "Yeah, this is my one shot."
For 1 minute.
No, man, dress back.
To go and play in the 10 to get some more joy. You couldn't get nothing on the left.
So
at halftime as well. At halftime, I was feeling like hella greedy, man. I was thinking about 5 and 6 years. I wanted to back to them. You know, where
criticism.
people were leaving groups, all sorts.
Yeah. Criticism. We couldn't go for them
5 or 6s.
We could have. If we went for them, we could have hit them.
Yeah, game management, innit? Arteta just managed the game out. It's like we've won the game in the first half. Now you break us down.
To be honest,
and I think they only scored because Xhaka was on the floor.
He just got into that point.
And
that was it.
And Arteta also knows how it feels to be a manager under the cosh. He's like, you know what, let me not put too much pressure on Nuno. And we want to keep him in his job.
Keep him in the job as long.
Thank him again at Hart Lane. You get me?
We want you to stay. Listen, we're going to wrap this up now. So I'm just one question and one question only. So I'm going to ask, and you can all just say yes or no. And obviously you can, I guess.
30 seconds each.
Postpone. Yeah, just give me 30 seconds each. I mean, I totally with Gunner King with saying that, you know what, the table takes shape after 10 games, right? That's when the table really kind of, takes shape. So we kind of like have the movers and shakers. Everything starts to break down. But has Arteta finally found the formula? King.
I mean, look, at the very least, it seems like he's found the players that can implement his system better, and the systems that he's using are starting to look effective. He's maintaining the defensive resoluteness, because I'm not counting the Chelsea and the City and the Brentford game, not because I'm discrediting them, but because during those games, there was either between 4 and 6 players not available in those games. Yeah, champions of England, champions of Europe. Yeah, so let's just look at the games from there when he's had all his players. Yeah, you've seen a clear difference. You've seen United fans moaning about patterns of play that Ollie doesn't have. Apparently, I saw patterns all over the show in that first 45 minutes against Tottenham. And you know what really annoys me is people are like, "No, Tottenham were just really bad." Were they really bad when they slapped City? I didn't hear no one say City.
You know what?
Really
whenever there's got to be some agenda against us, because whenever we do slap a team, the other team is really bad.
No, that's the thing though. But no one was saying City were really bad, when Tottenham beat them. So
they were champions when Tottenham beat them, innit? They were champions in the Premier League.
The thing is, we made them bad. We pressed high up the pitch. We closed down the space. We defended high up. Yeah, so we didn't allow Kane and Son to get on their first touch throughout that first half. The first goal came from White, the guy that can't win headers, winning a header against Harry Kane. Yeah, the whole move built up from that. Aubameyang's goal that built up from Ramsdale passing the ball to Xhaka. Yeah, so it came completely from the back of the pitch. Exactly the system that Arteta wants to implement. Yeah. And Smith Rowe's goal again, you can see like these are all hallmarks of what he's trying to implement. So the system's there, and it seems the players are there. What they need to do now is perform, and like we've got to get behind them a bit now. Like I feel like we can't have this wishy-washy flip-flap bollocks. Yeah, I'm sorry, I have to say it like this. Yeah, like we have to get behind them because we have to put. To a degree, we have to put the past behind us. We can't keep saying things like, well, we've seen Arsenal do this and, it's good because they need that confidence from us. We're the fans. You get what I'm saying? They can't just be expected to go out on the pitch and perform. They need to see us behind them. They need to feel that. Yeah, they need to go in those games knowing that they're supported. I got my home tickets for the next 2 games. I'm going to be in the stadium. I haven't been for years, right? Because of how I feel about the Kroenkes. Yeah, all my tops are replicas because how I feel about the Kroenkes. Right now, I still have reservations about him. I still have reservations about the manager if he's the right man for the long term. If the manager doesn't work out, sorry, at the very least, he has improved this squad. We got better players. We go get another manager. We move on. Yeah, but whilst he's here, yeah, and whilst the players are here, and while we just not so much back him, back the players. Do you know what I mean? Back the players because they need it. There is no one I can even think of that has got a back 5 with 24-year-olds and youngers in it. Yeah, like the average age of our squad is the youngest in the league. Aubameyang and Lacazette are the only 2 over 30s in our squad. I think Leno might be there now, but he's not playing in the first team.
I think
that's unprecedented. Yeah. So these young players need an arm around their shoulder more than your average footballer, and they are going to make more mistakes than your average footballer. And we need to come alive to that idea because that's how they learn. That's how they get better. You know what I mean? That's how they enhance themselves. Yeah. Like so.
Love that, King. Bless, bro. That's wicked. Gumza.
What was the question again? Word it for me again. Word it for me.
Don't do that.
Word it for me again, please.
So obviously we're talking about Arsenal and Arteta, and has he found the formula? Just that was our question at the top, and discussing, with everything that we've discussed. Has he?
I'm not going to say yes or no, but I know that there's
a 10-game shakedown. And stuff. But
what I think he has found is his first 11, and that's the start. Last year we didn't know who was our number 1 right back, who was the centre midfield partner, who was the best centre back partnership. Some people, we had a big show on, and I think all of us had a best centre back. It was someone different. Like there was 4 people on the panel, and we all had someone different. So I think this is the first time I think I can go through all of us here and say back 5. We all pick the same back 5, including keeper.
Solid. That's it. Don't touch it.
The midfield, I think you might have a couple say Lokonga, and I think most games I'll play Lokonga, but actually the big games, Xhaka, fair enough, he will play with Partey. I think Odegaard, Odegaard, Saka, and Smith Rowe. I think all of us will agree on that, and Aubameyang, everyone would agree. So actually, this is probably the first time 95% of fans will probably be in agreement of our first 11, and that's something to start and build from.
For a long time,
not for years. So for me, that is the start of something. It's like Boots said earlier about Liverpool, if they're going the strongest, they're 11, and if they're rotating 2 maybe, and the other 8 stay in that team. So I think we're not saying we're the level of Liverpool, but at least we are getting to that. Okay, this is our 11.
The last time we was like that was Invincible season. No, seriously, I'm serious. When you knew our best 11.
Yeah.
And 100%. The only time that deviated is someone was suspended, or maybe a little rest or whatever, but it'd only be like 1 or 2 players. But you knew our best 11. And Wenger knew. Wenger, Parler or Ljungberg used to sometimes switch or whatever.
Yeah.
Edu for Vieira, whatever. Do you know what I mean? You knew that first 11 inside out.
And I think the good thing is, apart from defence, I think anywhere else on the pitch, if we have to make that one change, I think we're quite comfortable. Again, Abba goes out, Lacazette's in, we're all quite happy with that. Smith Rowe or Saka don't play, Pepe comes in. I think there's no issues with that. Midfield,
Partey though, as well, though, bro.
I think Partey will be the big one. Yeah, him and I think the centre backs. I think
Gabriel.
I think I'm happy with Tavares and right back. But I think so. Again, that's maybe what we look to address next season. It's just them areas there. But that's my time, and I'm done.
No, wicked. Nigerian Englishman. Has he? Because I know you love Arteta. We all know that you love Arteta, man, and you trust his process 100.
For sure. I'm the only one that said I would not say Arteta out as soon as the season started. Let's be fair, I said that, right? As much as I kill him in every episode of the Armoury or GunSlingerz, but what I would say is, if we play like we did on Sunday, then he has turned the corner. That's what I would say. But
why are you sitting on the fence?
Because
Come on,
I need the Brighton game for me to get off the fence. After that game, I can answer all these questions comfortably. But what I will say is we played so well on Sunday, even the Tottenham man wanted to play with us, bro.
Harry Kane assist.
Harry Kane saw the second goal. He's like, "Oh, I want to bear that." What? To me, started the move and even finished it as well, bro. What a guy, bro. As in, he wanted in. Can you blame him?
What he did, you know.
That's it. I want to get myself a cheeky assist today against them. I mean, so yeah, I don't know. I hope he has, but I saw some enough great things.
But do you see
Sunday.
green shoots? Do you see some green shoots there?
For sure. And remember where you heard it first before the end of the season. Aaron Ramsdale will be England #1. What?
You know what? That's not a bad shout. To be fair, for doing what he's doing.
Our keepers are rubbish. English keepers are rubbish. Bro.
Boots. That brings you in seamlessly, bro. Same question, man. Because I want to leave the floor with yourself.
I'll put my neck on the line. I think he has. To be honest, I think
love that.
As long as I think it's to do with injuries. Like I said earlier, if we can keep that 11, then what I've seen of it, again, it's early days, but I like the fact they're all his players. I like everything. I mirror everything the guys have said, basically. But in addition, I really like the fact, which I touched on before, the character of the team.
Yeah.
Like you see him Ramsdale, you see him Tomiyasu high-fiving like tackles and saves and these sort of things. I love that. Me personally, I play football as well. That's the stuff I love. And then you see like Odegaard, the way he presses. He's Norwegian's captain. Lokonga was captain at Anderlecht even.
Yeah.
You see what I mean? There's a lot of characters in that team now. Well, not even a lot, but a lot more than there was.
100%,
you know what I mean?
100%.
Before, it was like, you're relying on Xhaka, who's throwing the armband down.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, this is rubbish, bro. When we've been brought up on, like, you know, the players that we've had, like Vieira's and you know what I mean? Whoever in it. Like, so yeah, that's my take on it.
Yeah, no, that's it. Do you know that point what you made there about the togetherness and everything? Do you know what really winds me up, right? Is when you're going up it against another team, right? And one player, and then all the other team starts picking on one of our players, and no one comes in. Do you know what I mean? And physically breaks up. Listen, no one messes with the Invincible team. None of them players. No one even talks to them. Do you know what I mean? Because all of them together, you diss with one, all of them mans come in.
Yeah.
This is the first time in a long time I'm seeing a team that is together. Because what was it? I think it was who was on the floor? Gabriel and Ramsdale come to Tierney's defense. I think he was getting some treatment, and Ramsdale must have said, "Hey, watch it." So someone was trying it with Tierney, and them two come in saying like, "What
are you saying?"
I love that. When I saw that, I love that. Do you know what I mean? And that's the kind of thing.
We haven't seen that for years, like you said.
That's what I'm saying.
That's when Doozy to that, and I'll be happy as hell, boy.
When Doozy would take it a step further and uppercut, man. That's what Doozy the Hadouken.
Someone tried to trigger me earlier. Who was it? Balance and Ball tried to trigger me, saying when Doozy's in the France squad. Don't upset me, man. That's my boy.
Oh my God!
I have to move on,
brother. You got something for us. I know you have. You always have something for us. Come on, man.
This one's just for Spurs, yeah. Jeez. What happened there? Jeez. Wait. Nice words.
Love that kick. Love that. Listen. Oh my God, guys, it's been a wicked show. It's wicked discussion having you guys on it. And I think, you know what, the point was a good one. And you guys turned up, man. Boods, extra special mention for you, brother. Loved you on the show today.
Yeah, for real.
Thank you, man. Thanks for having me on.
No, can you tell us where we can find you again? Just
yeah, sure, man. Yeah, so that's my Instagram name, Boods49. Me and Gunnar, probably the only guys who are at an age that are still on TikTok, but fucking
hey.
you're there as well.
I'm not there,
Oh,
but
yeah,
he-
you know what I mean?
Nah.
I know, man,
he
the rest
said,
killing me.
he said
We're
of
gonna
the
get
age,
killed.
You heard
Bro,
that
it's
one
all
of
good,
the
man.
age is
It's
what
all
I heard.
It's jokes on there, bro. But yeah, anyway, so yeah, I'm on TikTok at Boots Bants, and also I'm always on at Views TV. I don't know if you guys know it, official
Yeah,
Views TV. So I think Nigerian Englishman, he's been on a few streams with Pat in it. So
Yeah,
yeah,
and if you
that's
guys
at
have not seen
official
the
Views.
show that they did on the weekend, go and see how much corn the Tottenham fans are getting on that show, please.
Bruv, you
Listen,
need to
I
see
know
it.
my man.
Yeah, that was on the Sunday night. So
Yeah.
basically, yeah, there was me and 2 other Arsenal fans and 3 Spurs man, and yeah, we dealt with them differently.
Killed them.
Like, man was like, I
Burial.
made memes and all sorts of like their reactions. Like you need
Aerials. Love that.
follow me in it. You guys follow me, and I'm gonna send you links to the stuff.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it.
100. Oh, guys, it was brilliant. Well, we got a preview to do soon enough. But yeah, for Gunslingers, you know what? It's been a great show, and you guys have been wicked. Bless, guys. We out.
Peace.
Ooh.